Good morning, Dubai. Happy Friday. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show, where we go through all of the trending stories that everyone in Dubai is talking about. Dubai has announced a 3-day Amnesty-Style Overstay visa initiative. Visa even.
Pija initiative. Visa. And we'll also be talking about for job-related questions and status updates. You can directly WhatsApp the UAE ministry.
And the record-breaking 2 million passengers use public transport in one day.
And it is illegal for employers in the UAE to keep custody of your passports. We'll be giving you all the information on that as well.
And do stay tuned, because later in the show, Mark Lottering, who's one of South Africa's top comedians, he's landed in Dubai for his live show tonight. So let's just jump into our top story. Dubai has announced a 3-day Amnesty-Style Overstay visa initiative. So they issued a tweet which said the GDRFA Dubai is honoured to invite you to visit the innovation stand in Deira City Centre. This is a 3-day campaign, and it's called Homeland for All, a campaign aimed at promoting a culture of compliance with entry and visa laws and achieving zero violations. So the aim of this is that they're committing to work hard and to work hand in hand with you. So basically, if you have overstayed your visa, or if you know someone who's overstayed their visa, this is for you.
So Lieutenant Colonel Salam bin Ali, Director of the Client Happiness Department at GDRFA, told ARN that there is a solution to help everyone to improve their lives. And he said, don't be afraid to visit us. We are going to find a solution to clear your problem. We have a clear order from our leadership to help everyone if he is in an overstay status. Now try and solve their problem, try and find a solution. So that's what he said to elaborate on the situation.
And then he added that even, because I think, okay, you might overstay 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, but what happens is people overstay for a longer amount of time. Then they get nervous. Maybe they have a family here. And he said that basically the government is committed to finding solutions to help your problems. And in that, in the message via ARN, he basically said, we are going to try find solutions, even if you are in financial difficulties, even if we can help your family. The word from the top is to try and help you out. He didn't say blanket, we're going to be able to help everyone, but they're really going to try. It's 3 days, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., open from 25 to February 25th to 27th at Deira City Centre. And also they have a 24/7 hotline that you can call if you have queries as well. The main messaging, don't be afraid to go and show your case to them, because they want zero violations in the country.
Exactly. And we've seen this case with numerous different scenarios where the authorities are always like, if you are in a problem, if you are in any difficulties, come contact us, speak to us, seek help, because we will help you. It's not going to go unnoticed. It's not going to be like, oh, you know what, like you violated the rules, you know, get inside the lockup. It's like they are there to help, and they've said it so many times.
And the one other point they made is, yes, this is the GDRFA, which is the visa regulatory body, but that they have the contacts with all of the other, government bodies, I guess, so they can kind of ask the questions and find the solutions that you may not be able to do. So if you are feeling overwhelmed, just go and even call the hotline if you're nervous about it.
And this is amazing to hear this update from the authorities, because so many people are put in situations that they get really so helpless, and it's out of their control that, you know, they overstay their visas. And in this situation, it just helps them all that much more. Like, okay, we have a system in place to help those out, and like seeing that your reasons are valid, of course. And it reminds me of the Hogwarts quote.
Go on.
Help is always given to those who ask for it at Hogwarts.
Are we in a magical place? Is this Hogwarts?
I think so. Dubai is one of those places, no? Like Hogwarts. You know, they say Dubai is a bubble.
100%.
Yeah, like we're just so
we are beyond blessed and protected.
Yeah,
to be here.
And it's like, as soon as you step out, you step into the real world of like crime and violence and uncertainty and all those things, and then you just want to like go back to your bubble where, you know, you're happy and safe and comfortable and everything's accessible, and it's just a very easy life.
Dubai is Hogwarts. Hogwarts is Dubai.
Without Voldemort, without the Dementors.
No, I'm talking like with Hogsmeade and the nice drinks and food. Only the good parts. And then that kind of leads us into our next story, that if you have questions about ministry updates, you can just WhatsApp.
Exactly. So for job-related questions and status updates, you can directly WhatsApp the UAE ministry. Now, surfing the net for specific answers can be both time-consuming and unfruitful. Now, if only there were a faster way of attaining governmental information without spending hours sourcing and scouring websites in an attempt to locate status updates. So now there is a way. Enter the Ministry of Human Resources and Amortization's WhatsApp channel. This communicates with customers in English and Arabic via the number 600-590000.
And the WhatsApp number is 24/7 services. It offers employers, employees, and domestic helpers a direct portal to contact the MHRE round the clock. And as Simran was saying, you could be scouring the web internet, and usually, like news publications like us, will post something, and then the information changes. So if you go here, you know it's the latest information. It's a business account, and it further enables customers to check their application status, the most used service on the ministry's website, and the mobile app and call center, checking your visa status. You can inquire about the following points through the MOHRE WhatsApp business account. So check your transaction status, learn about employment regulations, find out about the domestic workers law, stay tuned with the ministerial resolutions that regulate the UAE's labour market, and so much more.
So you can view the laws related to labor relations in the private sector, as well as understand the law on domestic helpers and other ministerial decrees that regulate work environment in the UAE. Now, the channel offers credible information directly from the ministry whilst protecting the user's data privacy. So if you guys are interested in just like getting them on your WhatsApp and just having them as your go-to,
your number one contact. MOHRE. Hey.
What's up? No, it doesn't work like that. But yeah, WhatsApp 600-590000. Or if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, you can be scanning the QR code that pops up in between KC and I. So there you go. That is that information for you. And it's just amazing. Like I remember during COVID when they rolled out, like you can be booking your vaccination slots through WhatsApp. It just increased the convenience of it all, like by tenfold.
Yeah, and it's all of these little things that make life a little bit easier. So you may not need the service right now, but just like bookmark it in your mind, because one day you'll need to WhatsApp MOHRE, you'll need information, and now you know that they have a WhatsApp service. I don't know about you, but phone calls and scouring the internet, it just takes time, and you don't know if the information is accurate. So a WhatsApp service with like all of the information you need right there is fantastic. So just bear that in mind the next time you need it.
Exactly. I WhatsApped them yesterday. Like just, hi. I'm bored. No, of course not.
Don't waste their time.
No. They do not reply to those messages. Yeah, like it's a very like you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Choose the option that you need, and it's a very systematic response system, and you can like that's how you filters through to your answer. But it's like we said with COVID vaccinations and this like Dubai is always just so. Futuristic and very like whatever services they offer, it's so convenient.
It's ahead of the game. We're always aiming to move towards more digitalized services. So if you want to track your transaction status or get the latest on domestic help regulations, you could do that via the WhatsApp account. Let's jump into our next story. In case you've been living under a rock, Dubai is packed with visitors at the moment, and we had a record-breaking 2 million passengers using public transport in one single day. His Highness Crown Prince Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Crown Prince of Dubai, took to Twitter to celebrate this incredible milestone, and he also thanked the RTA for their world-class services and shared the next step in Dubai's public transportation success story.
So he tweeted, 2 million passengers used Dubai's public transport in a single day, marking a new record. And thank you, RTA, for delivering the world's best mass transit service. The aerial taxi service set to be launched by 2026 will be a new chapter in this remarkable success story. Now, the Roads and Transport Authority just announced that a whopping 2 million, almost 2 million plus people hopped on public and shared transportation, which is a new record for a regular weekday, excluding New Year's Eve.
Yeah, forget about New Year's Eve. That's a whole other ball game. And the Dubai Metro's red and green lines were the most popular, carrying 821,000 riders 570,000 on the red line, 200 and almost 50,000 on the green line, while the Dubai tram served 26,000 riders in one day this week. So that's 2 million passengers on public transport alone. I think that's a large part to Gulf Food, which is the biggest B2B food event, which is happening down in DIFC. It ends today or yesterday, I believe.
Today.
And thankfully, we saw the videos of the, we were getting a lot of videos of the metro of the day. Like, thankfully, that was an incredible service there for people because traffic was chock-a-block. So it was amazing that people were able to get home safe and sound via the incredible Dubai Metro. And now we know it was a record-breaking day. 2 million people. Phenomenal.
And I am not even shocked hearing this because every hour is peak time when you're using the metro now. Like, as a public transport commuter, I will guarantee that it's peak hour every hour.
But as a public transport commuter, but what about non-commuting hours? So when I used to live near a metro, I didn't take it for work, but I would use it to get to the mall and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was never that because I would always go like weekend mornings.
It's been what, years since you've used the metro?
Weekend mornings, is it busy? Is it packed?
Okay, fine. Weekend mornings?
Yeah.
Like mornings when I think half of the world is asleep. No, but like during the day. So peak hours is like from 5 to 7.
Yeah, it's busy
usually.
then.
Yeah, but it's
non-peak hours, it's still.
Yeah, that's what, like, non-peak hours nowadays, it's just as busy and it's like difficult to find a space in the cabin to like get into because so many people are using it and it's just the most convenient mode of transportation in Dubai. Like, everything is so connected with the metro now, and especially since they've opened up the new line, so it's just like if you find space in the cabins, you are blessed. You are the chosen one of the day.
If you find a seat.
If you find a seat, that's just a whole other blessing.
You need to be getting on at the beginning.
Yeah.
At the very top.
At the very beginning, Rashidia or the very end, Jabal Ali. Like, one of the two. Travel all the way to the end to grab a seat to go back to exactly where you want it.
Anyway, we have a lot of visa updates at the moment, visa stories, and the latest on the custody of your passport.
So if you guys were wondering what is the situation with passports, now it is illegal for employers in the UAE to keep custody of your passport. So newbies coming to the UAE for work may be baffled by the various labor laws and regulations, and it's definitely intimidating to navigate the waters and familiarize yourself with the city's inner workings when your schedule is so jam-packed with various tasks. So here's the main practice regarding your passport that applies across the board. Now, it is illegal for UAE employers to keep their employees' passports. Now, the UAE government strictly prohibits employers from retaining employee passports as it is considered a violation of human rights and can lead to exploitation and abuse.
Your employer may ask to see your passport for verification purposes or to process visa-related paperwork. That's normal, but they cannot keep it for an extended period. If your employer insists on keeping your passport, you can report this directly to the UAE Ministry of Human Resources of Emiratisation, MOHRE, which we just discussed, or seek assistance from your embassy or consulate. As we already discussed, the MOHRE, they have a WhatsApp line. They also have a helpline. That's at 800-665 that employees can contact to report any such violations or seek advice on their rights.
So in short, as an employee in the UAE, you have the right to keep your passport with you at all times. And if your employer insists on keeping your passport, it is important that you take action to protect your rights. And this has been put in place after many scenarios of, like this being abused and employers just keeping passports and not letting employees go and not giving them vacation time and all of that. So just know that these are your rights. And you are, you can ask if your employer is retaining your passport, you can ask for it back. And if it's not happening, you can contact the ministry for help.
There you go. That is the latest. Guys, it is Friday. It's Friday night. And guess who's performing? Mark Lottering. He is a South African comedian. We have him live in studio ahead of his gig tonight. And he's going to be with us right after this. Welcome back to Lovin Dubai Show. We are now joined by one of South Africa's top comedians. It's the one and only Mark Lottering. He is a stand-out, stand-up, and you can catch his show Uncle Mark tonight at the Theatre Mall of the Emirates. Welcome to the show, Mark.
Thank you very much. Great to be here. Thank
you.
Thank
so
you
much for coming.
Thank
you.
So
you being such an incredible and famous and renowned comedian, tell us a joke.
Oh wow. A request every comedian does not like early in the morning. No, I'll save the jokes for tonight. You know, I tell the jokes for money.
Oh.
So we'll save it for tonight. It's always the worst thing to ask a comedian, well, certainly to ask me to tell a joke, because then you just get unfollowed, because it always comes across as really lame, I think. I like to vibe, you know, with the live audience and see how it goes, which is why I'm looking so forward to tonight.
You know, we really appreciate you being here because we know that you have a live gig tonight and this is an early show. So thank you so much for coming. When did you arrive in Dubai? I see you've been posting on Twitter and on TikTok and Facebook. What's been your impression since you landed?
I arrived yesterday. This place is just amazing. Like, things just move all the time. And it would be bad for me to live here. It looks like one big party and non-stop. Everybody's looking amazing. Every second person's looking like they've just stepped out of a Kardashian reality show. People, people take their lives seriously, whether they are working or whether they are partying. I'm like, what is going on here? And everything is so lavish. So you can quite easily forget that you need to watch your bank account, because you start swiping, because you just get into the vibe. And you know me, I'm coming from Cape Town, South Africa, so we've got to convert by 5 before we spend a lot of money. But you can easily be seduced. It's a very, very sexy lifestyle. Very sexy lifestyle.
No lies there. Fact. So tell me about your hair. How do you maintain it? Do you maintain it? What came about to, like, you know, dye the middle white?
Where I come from, in South Africa, hair is a big issue, particularly in the community in which I grew up. It was a big thing when we were growing up. You know, people said, you know, you needed to speak English and you needed to have really slicky hair, like the two of you. So if your hair looked like this, it was not a good thing. In our families when I was growing up. So my hair was kept very short when I was a kid, and my mother lied to me and she said, no, we keep your hair short so it's neat and tight, but when you grow your hair, you've got beautiful hair and you've got a blonde lock that will hang over your left eye. And that was a lie, because when I started growing my hair, this happened. I'm still waiting for my blonde curl to fall over my left eye. But I think when I grew my hair, it was also good for comedy, and it was good for what was going on in our country at the time as well, because my comedy and my storytelling is also all about authenticity. As a brown person growing up, telling the real stories, you know, because the communities where we come from, and a lot of comedy always comes from a dark space where there are really serious issues. And I think to be able to take those stories onto stage about prejudice and race and where we come from, and then to turn that into comedy, that was very important when I started doing my comedy, just for the therapy of South Africans, for healing. I think there's a lot of celebration that can happen through laughter, and you can talk about a lot of issues under the banner of laughter. You know, stuff you wouldn't necessarily talk about under normal circumstances. So the hair for me, when it started growing, it was perfect for comedy because it kind of makes you stand out. And I'm happy to say that now in South Africa, a lot of people are walking around with hair like this, not necessarily because it's stylish, but also we have a problem with the electricity now. We've got no electricity in South Africa. So this hair is perfect for the load shedding scenario.
So from that, I would get that you believe that laughter is the best medicine?
I firmly believe that laughter is the best medicine. You know, we come from a place of political turmoil in South Africa. Even now, our politics, it's pretty messed up. There's so much corruption going on. It's not the way we saw things, because the whole world saw us as the Rainbow Nation when Nelson Mandela first led us. And now things have taken a turn, and there are so many things going wrong in the country. But the comedians in South Africa are doing well, because if there's one thing South Africans still will do, they will leave their homes to spend an evening with comedy, because comedy, no matter where you are in the world, that is what gets us through stuff. It's what helps us survive. It gets us to talk about stuff. So the old saying that it is the best medicine is absolutely true. And I hope it continues to be the best medicine for long, because it keeps me earning money. So it's very important in our country. And the comedians in South Africa, you know, it's the one industry, not the only industry, but certainly in the arts, it's one of the industries that is thriving, because it keeps us going, it keeps us alive, it keeps you sane. It's very good for your mental health. You've got to laugh.
But you've been in the game for over 2 decades. And now when comedians come to the fore, they're using social media a lot and everything to get their name known. What was it like over 2 decades ago, starting your career in South Africa? Was there a lot of comedians? And like, were you kind of like, was it like a brave move to discuss politics on stage at the time?
It was a brave move because when I started, there were not many black comedians in South Africa coming to the fore simply because of, we were not given many opportunities at that time due to the policies of apartheid, and we had just come out of a very right-wing government. So for black people, for brown people, you were held back. I mean, everybody knows that sad story. So when I started doing comedy, there were not many black people doing this. And then for me to step forward and to do it at that time, I think it was very, very important. And I'm glad that we didn't have social media then, because it was jumping into the deep end as a comedian, because you didn't have TikTok to rely on. I mean, I see so many people now, they're famous just because of the amazing reels. They're famous just because of the amazing TikTok stories. And we didn't have that. So it was the old school of comedy, where you were sitting somewhere in a restaurant or a pub and you have a little serviette and you write a few notes down and you go into a comedy club or a theater and you have to tell that story. In fact, we didn't even have so many comedy clubs, so we had to talk for 40 minutes, 50 minutes at a time. Whereas with the way things are now, you get your opening spot, people say, do your best 3 minutes, do your best 4 minutes of comedy. So I come from the old school with no social media. We had to talk for long. And for where I am now, I'm glad that I went through that, because you kind of, the art of comedy, it's more refined. It's coming from a more traditional background. And when I see the social media people now, I'm not dissing the social media celebrities, but when I see it's one thing to be at home and hold up your camera and you can do take after take after take until you go, that's perfect, this is what I'm going to post. But to put that same person in front of a live audience,
True.
I mean, tonight those people will be sitting at the theater where I'll be performing, and there it is. It's happening now, baby. You don't get take after take after take. You just have to do your stuff now, and it's a very different world when you're without your camera and you're not at home, and they're the live audiences. So I'm glad that I started in that very traditional way.
So I was gonna ask you if it is if social media is intimidating and pressurizing for you, but like you said, it's quite the opposite, because you started traditional and now it's like you can take those expertise into social media.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So I think it works the right way around now, because it's easier this way around to come from the traditional side and now to go onto social media. I think the other way around, it's just not great. I mean, I've seen people even back home who are huge on social media, and people love them so much, and they've got thousands and thousands of followers, and they book them for a gig and say, we're opening a shopping mall, please come. And I've seen them walk in there, and suddenly you see all these people who love you, but you don't know what to do with that, because there's no textbook to take you through this process where a whole bunch of strangers are shouting your name, but you only know them through your phone, and you've never really experienced them. So it's easy. And for me, navigating my way around social media, it's still a strange place for me, because I still find it's a young thing. It's for you too. It's a young thing. It's a little bit creepy for an older person sometimes to be on social media. It's like, what are you doing here? Get out. You shouldn't be here.
But you're killing it on social media.
No, so I'm glad that I took some of my followers with me, and I can see, I mean, my friends, especially my younger friends, they laugh about it, because they can say, we see all your older Facebook aunties are still there on Facebook, and whereas my younger fans are on the other platforms.
Well, you have YouTube that you get like a lot of views on like on your skits, and then you'll have TikTok where you do your own stuff, and then you blog as well. So you kind of like you're embracing it all in different ways, I would say.
I am, and there's a sense that you've got to move with the times. You know, we were having a discussion yesterday. I was chatting to a friend of mine here about because she was getting frustrated with when she's performing, people are sitting with their phones. So, I mean, I get very annoyed when people take calls or WhatsApping while you're performing and doing a gig. But you can't get away from it. It's where the world's at now. Ushers can run around and say, please put off your phones. I tell ushers now at the theatre, don't scream at people to put it off because it's a form of PR as well. Young people only know that. If they really love your show, they're sitting, they film 2 minutes of it, they post it. And they're selling tickets for you. It's the way the world works. I think the problem kicks in, and this is when my older auntie friends, they sit for like 40 minutes and almost film the whole show. That's when you've got to tell that person, no, chill. So somehow you've got to meet the world where the world is at. You know, and you've just got to be sensible as to how that thing works. But social media is a part of our lives. It's where we're all at right now.
I want to ask you about one of your recent blogs.
Yes.
Because it made me lol. Tell us about like, I love you, but you're basically saying love doesn't conquer all.
Yes.
And that hurt me.
It hurt you. Give me one or two things that I said in that blog because I posted that a while back.
So things like you could be in love, however, like your partner has bad breath, or they have weird toes. Or maybe they're snoring at night.
Yeah, I have a thing about toes because I don't have great toes. So it's weird that I have a thing about toes. So I think if we've got issues... if we have issues...
We need to see your toes.
Wow. No, we want to sell tickets. So tonight, let's not get unfollowed.
What is happening?
No. But I think if we've got issues in our lives, the three of us sitting here, I won't ask you what your issues are. I won't ask you what your issues are.
What are you saying? She's perfect?
Of course she's perfect. Woman. No, we all have it. But it's not. Okay.
What is he saying?
These two are perfect.
Do you mean our inner issues or things that we perceive that other people, you know, we all have our insecurities?
We have our insecurities. Let me say this. Say if I'm on about toes, for example, I tend to look at people's toes because I'm always thinking about my own toes. So I judge people harshly who wear sandals and who don't have... How are you looking down?
We do. I get it. We do that. So like...
No, because now I'm going... I would have made different choices because, you know, and so I think it's important if you like somebody, for example, on at least by the third date, that person needed to have seen your toes before things move on. You don't want surprises while into the relationship.
What are you doing?
You don't want surprises.
I'm agreeing with him. You don't want surprises.
You don't want surprises.
You
you go like, babe, these are my toes. Are you comfortable? So I'm saying,
like you mean skeletons out of the closet.
You can call it what you want, call it skeletons out of the closet. I also say, especially in the world in which we live right now, I'm not sure what it's like in Dubai, but certainly in Cape Town, in my circle of friends, people are starting to do like light cosmetic work younger.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
So
in Dubai, it's a big day.
But you know, for me, it always used to be a thing of, oh no, people are going to start doing that early 40s, maybe. That's when they'll really start. But that's changed. And people are speaking openly about, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this to my eyes, or I just want to, just here. It's not going to be hectic. You won't even know.
Not going to be hectic.
And then some of my friends look great. Like they just look like they've been away on holiday.
Yeah.
And others, you can like go, oh, wow.
I know.
You look different. So... For that now, that's why now I think also when you're in a relationship, you need to ask people, oh, show me pictures of your mom and your dad, because you have to see what the family really looks like. Because suddenly babies are going to be born and they look very different to the person you got married to. Because children tell the truth. So children come into the world with no cosmetic surgery. So they will show that one left eye that was a little bit out there or whatever. So we need honesty in relationships.
Wow.
And when it comes to and my other thing, it's not even in the blog, but the other thing we were also talking about last week is people say what saves marriages, and I say separate bathrooms as well. That can also annoy you. You know, everybody's fabulous when they're dating. Everybody's fabulous when they're up for a night out. But when you move in with somebody and you live with somebody, that's when you're really going to have to focus on this word love. Because suddenly you're going to see how this person uses the bathroom. You know, in what state they leave the bathroom. I know, you can tell I've been on the planet many, many years. I'm sounding like a Facebook person.
You're right.
Yes.
No, you're speaking to the choir.
Whoever made it the norm to share a room and a bathroom with your spouse, that person's gone to hell.
And I'll tell you what the interesting thing is. So I read this article more than a month back where they said, I mean, I don't know if you've ever watched those old sitcoms, and then they show them, especially American sitcoms, they're like throwbacks, where people used to laugh and they go, look at that couple. They had separate bedrooms. You know, people, because that was happening way back. People had separate bedrooms. And then this discussion arose where somebody did this blog and they were saying they're very happy together in the UK, and they bought these townhouses next to each other. They're a married couple, but they live in separate homes right next to each other. And they said it's very spicy because they have dinner and then they go like, don't you want to stay? Nobody's getting annoyed with anybody else. I think obviously it takes a bit of money to do that, but to them it makes absolute sense. And that came about with this whole discussion as to how we were laughing and looking at people in the 60s living in separate bedrooms. And people are saying, well, you know, if I am in this for a long time, and I'm going to be with you for 15 years, I'm going to be with you for 25 years, perhaps I just want to keep it spicy, keep it separate.
Whatever works for you, right? In a relationship, it's like you do you.
Whatever works for you in your relationship. I look at couples and I will look at them in coffee shops. And I talk about this in the show as well. And I always sit there and I pray to God, please don't let me ever be that. Because you see couples and they sit at a table and they don't even look at each other while they're waiting for the croissant, you know, one staring there.
She's like, thinking about the croissant.
And you go to them, and they go, no, we're happy. But maybe they are happy. I don't ever want happiness to be defined like that, you know. And you wonder what conversations do people have after 20 years of marriage.
I'll tell you what conversations they have.
What do they have?
You didn't call the plumber. You didn't flush the toilet. You didn't put the kids to sleep. I always have to put the kids to sleep. You never do anything for this family. I'm doing everything for this family.
So you see, immediately you think it's that, you know, that they arguing or fighting. It could be that, because I would think they go things like, you know, did you see on the WhatsApp group, on the family group, it was Maureen's birthday. Oh yeah. Did you wish her? No, I thought you'd do it for both of us. But it's your cousin. You know, okay. Yeah, I imagine those are the conversations. What are we watching on Netflix tonight? I don't know. Yeah, we still have to do the other thing because I'm watching the documentary. But then, yeah, let's watch the other. Because also you don't want to be weird about your marriage, so you do want to watch the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
Some people go to the other room and they watch something. Which brings me back to maybe living in separate houses or
separate rooms, at least.
Yeah,
we massively digress, but the WhatsApp game is one of my favorite of yours on YouTube, by the way. Love it so much. What can people we want to play a quick game with you, but before you go, what can people expect from tonight's show? From tonight's show, I've been on tour with this show. We've been to London, Australia, and obviously in South Africa, and been to Namibia. And I always try to talk about what's relevant in my life. And suddenly, about 3 years back, people just walked up to me and started saying things like, hey, Uncle Mark. And I'm like, when did I become your uncle? You know, and people are kind of allowing me to pass first as they would elders. So I was like,
Oh, okay.
call it kid Mark.
I'm here. I'm in that chapter of my life. So I talk a lot to young people and people who are older than younger people in the audience, what it's like to be Uncle Mark now. And when we decided that this is what the show would be called, I went out with some friends and, I saw a cute person standing at the bar, and a friend of mine said, "Oh, eye contact is being made. Just buy a drink, send it over. You're just sending over a drink. It's harmless." And I sent over the drink, and cute person turned around in front of everybody and asked, "Who's it from?" And the barman pointed at me, and cute person shouted, "Uncle Mark, my mommy's got all your VHS tapes." And I was like, okay, I'm there now. I wanted to take the drink back. I'm there. So that's the vibe of the show. And we've been having a great time because I think everybody can relate to the issues. And I'm looking forward to seeing all the expats tonight. And not even only expats. People have been saying, even if they're not from South Africa, they're coming to watch. So that'll be awesome.
It's going to be a blast. It's tonight at the Theatre Mall of the Emirates. Tickets on Platinum List. But just before you leave us, we're going to play a quick game.
Sure.
It's called What Gives Mark Lottering the Ick? And if the thing that we say is icky, press the buzzer.
Icky means like,
Okay.
Okay.
Turn off.
Turn off.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll start. Okay, asking about kids on the first date.
That's fine.
That's fine? Okay.
Yeah, you have to.
Cake face. Too much makeup.
Having really, really, really long toenails.
Knuckle cracking. Knuckle cracking.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
People are some that can
Smelly
be a fetish.
feet.
No one's behind that
know
one.
Yeah.
Full body waxing.
Cool.
Corns and blisters on your feet.
Oh, wow. Where were you last night? Something's bothering you.
Just because I know you hate ugly feet.
Cleaning clogged drains.
No.
Feet tattoos. Yeah?
Yeah,
You're into that?
yeah.
And the
Okay.
very final one, influencers, for the sake of influencing.
Cool. I mean, you added for the sake of influencing, so there you went somewhere else. But influencers, fine.
Okay, Mark Lotter, we had a lot of fun with you today. Thank you so much for joining our show. We really appreciate it this morning.
It's wonderful to chat to perfect people. I so seldom meet two perfect
Thank
people
you.
who've never had
Like
work
with
done.
no imperfections.
With no imperfections.
Botox for 27.
Beautiful feet.
Guys, that is all we have time for. Thank you so much for joining. And we'll see you on Monday morning, same time, same place. Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 This show is brought to you by the Augustus Media Podcast Network. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it.